What is y-axis in seaborn distplot? I have some geometrically distributed data. When I want to take a look at it, I use which results is a picture. However, bin's heights don't add up to 1, which means y-axis doesn't show probability, it's something different. If instead we use the y-axis shall show probability, as bin's heights sum up to 1. It can be seen more clearly here. Suppose we have a list. We have 2 1s, 2 3s and 1 2, so their respective probabilities are 2 fifths, 2 fifths and 1 fifth. When we use seaborn hist plot with 3 bins, we get, as you can see, the first and the third bin sum up to 0.6 plus 0.6 equals 1.2, which is already greater than 1, so y-axis is not a probability. When we use we get, and the y-axis is probability, as 0.4 plus 0.4 plus 0, 2 equals 1 as expected. The amount of bins in these two cases is the same for both methods used in each case. 100 bins for geometrically distributed data, 3 bins for small array owl with 3 possible values. So bins amount is not the issue. My question is, in seaborn distplot call, with norm underscore hist equals true, what is the meaning of y-axis?
From the documentation. Norm underscore hist, bool, optional. If true, the histogram height shows a density rather than a count. This is implied if a KDE or fitted density is plotted. So you need to take into account your bin width as well, i.e. compute the area under the curve and not just the sum of the bin heights.
The x-axis is the value of the variable just like in a histogram, but what exactly does the y-axis represent? ANS, the y-axis in a density plot is the probability density function for the kernel density estimation. However, we need to be careful to specify this is a probability density and not a probability. The difference is the probability density is the probability per unit on the x-axis. To convert to an actual probability, we need to find the area under the curve for a specific interval on the x-axis. Somewhat confusingly, because this is a probability density and not a probability, the y-axis can take values greater than 1. The only requirement of the density plot is that the total area under the curve integrates to 1. I generally tend to think of the y-axis on a density plot as a value only for relative comparisons between different categories. From the reference of this URL.
This code will help you make something like this.
Found faster than water, without such a streaming.